Final video for 5.11 is going to be what it normally is. It's just going to be practice. And I'm just going to start off with, I'm going to give you 5 to 6 problems on each one of them just to get you used to finding equivalent fractions and finding this fraction in its simplest terms. So we're going to start off with, once again, our 1/2. And we're going to figure out that we want this to equal something over 4. So our question is, what do we do to 2 to get to 4? Now in this case we are going to be multiplying by 2. Whatever we do to the bottom we do to the top because that's just multiplying by 1. So 2 times 2 is 4, 1 times 2 is 2. So problems for you to work on for this: 7/10 equal to blank 40th. Okay? 8/12 is equal to 32 over we don't know. 10/11 is equal to blank over 66. And then 9/15 is equal to 45 over we don't know. On the other side, boys and girls, we're going to be looking at simplifying. So if I give you 8/10 and I want it simplified to something fifths, oops, that's a 4. Let's erase that. Got ahead of myself here. Fifths, we're going to ask, what do I do to 10 to get to 5? Well, I'm going to divide by, and I'm going to divide by 2. Whatever I do to the bottom, I'm going to do to the top because all I'm doing is dividing by 1. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So 8 over 10 in its simplest form is 4/5. So here are some problems for you that I would like you to put in simplest terms. We have 7/35. We have 10 over 40. We have 6 over 12. And we have 16 over 18. So why don't you pause the video? Let's put equal signs here, or same as, and why don't you pause the video and work through these problems, see how you do. When you're done, restart the video and check. Alright, 5th graders, let's see how you did. So we'll start with this side here. We'll the finding equivalent fractions. So question is, 7/10 is equal to what over 40? So what did I do to 10 to get to 40? Well, 10 times 4. Whatever I do to the bottom, I do to the top. So it's going to be 7 times 4, which is 28. Alright, 8/12 is equal to 32 over something. So question is, what did I do to 8 to get to 32? Well, I times it by 4. Whatever I do to the top, I do to the bottom times 4 because essentially all I'm multiplying is, remember, 4 over 4 is 1. 4 over 4 is 1. I'm just multiplying by 1. 12 times 4 is 48. So that's that equivalent fraction. Alright, up next. 10/11 is equal to something over 66. Question, what did I do to 11 to get to 66? Well, 11 times 6 is 66. Whatever I do to the bottom, I do to the top. So I'm going to take 10 times 66 and I'm going to get 60. Alright, our final, remember, 6 over 6 is the same as 1. Alright, our final problem on the equivalent fraction side is 9/15 is equal to 45 over blank. What do I do to 9 to get to 45? Well, hopefully you realize that you're going to multiply that by 5. So whatever I do to the top, I'm going to do to the bottom times 5. 15 times 45 is going to be 75. Okay, so hopefully you got all of those correct. And now let's look on the other side here. We're looking at reducing these fractions. So what goes into both 7 and 35? Well, both 7 and 35 are divisible by 7. 7 divided by 7 is going to be 1. 35 divided by 7 is going to be 5. What goes into both 10 and 40? Well, this one's easy in my mind because all you have to do is cross off the 0, which would be divided by 10, and you're going to get 1 over 4. What goes into both 6 and 12? Now, boys and girls, I could do this several different ways. I could say 2, I could say 3. If I said 3, divide by 3, divide by 3, I'm going to get 2 over 4. Now, boys and girls, if you'll notice, I can further reduce this by dividing by 2 and divide by 2 and get 1 over 2. So here, rather than going divide by 3, I could divide by 6 and I'd get that right away. And finally, 16 divided by 18. Again, I could go divide by 2, or actually I do want to divide by 2. Divide by 2, divide by 2, and I'm going to get 8 over 9. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the one thing to know is if you don't know if like maybe 6 goes in there or 4 goes in there, but you know they're even, start with 2. You can always do another way. Like here, I could have started with 2 and then gone to 3. It doesn't matter. You just need to start with something. All right? So, that's the end. Why don't you check with Mr. Winkleman? Show him your notes. Revisit that question. What are equivalent fractions? And how do we find them? Because that's the second part. How do we find them? And once you talk to Mr. Winkleman, he'll give you your gift. Good luck.